Authorities in Australia have always been concerned about civil unrest with this pandemic and lockdowns. And here were the scenes in Sydney with an anti-lockdown protest yesterday. So I've been told the PM wants army on the streets to help police enforce the health orders in southwestern Sydney. The Premier wants army to set up hubs in Fairfield to administer Pfizer and was rebuffed. What a mess. Morris Yemma, the former New South Wales Premier and former New South Wales Health Minister, who lives in the affected Canterbury Bankstown area, had plenty to say on this subject on Facebook yesterday. He says, calling in the army to do what? The streets are empty. New South Wales health system employs 115,000 people. Some 75,000 people are nurses, about 10,000 medicos. By comparison, the GP workforce across the country numbers 24,000. More than enough health workers to test, screen and vaccinate. The problem is one of vaccination. He says the feds effed up. Feds-inspired vaccine program should be rolled out through the GP, was rolled out through GPs and not the state. Feds were late, contrary to ScoMo's spin, in ordering vaccines. Feds placed too much emphasis on one vaccine, then panicked and flip-flop message on vaccines, thereby causing confidence in Astra to slump. He suggests states should take control of the vaccine program. Start by offering Astra to all aged between 18 and 60. Well, we've seen a change in the health advice on that overnight from Atagi. He says establish more state-run mass vaccination centres. There is home testing by local health districts. Expand this to include home vaccination. Morris Yemma suggests mandating vaccination for the construction industry and says there are 1.4 million people in the 5 most affected local government areas from the coronavirus, and they need to be vaccinated in the next 2 to 3 weeks or it will be too late. Now, there are several federal seats in New South Wales that are the subject of the lockdown that the Morrison camp had seen as the priority to win off Labor, to win back a majority in the parliament and even increase their majority at the next election. And here they are. Dobell, Michelle Rowland's seat of Greenway, Macquarie with a margin of 0.2%, Macarthur. Might be tough to win them the way things are going. Labor also buoyant about its prospects now in the seat of Banks. As for the Victorian and South Australian lockdowns, better news there. There are hopes they will be ending this week, although the Victorian lockdown may be extended by a couple of days. Kieran.